Hey Pokepaint fans, welcome to the last episode of Pokepaint. I hope you're ready. I hope you caught last week's video. If you didn't, you should probably go watch that because we're picking up right in the middle of the story there. But if you did, it's been a long time coming. Hope you enjoy. Heading south on Route 3, the path goes steadily up and becomes steadily more rough. We head towards the base of Mount Ridgestone, which, if you remember, was the first sight of land that the Galarian settlers saw when they came over the sea. In the tall grass can be found Abra, Murkrow, Timber, and Cleffa. Entering the tunnel into the Ridgestone mines, if you remember, we can encounter Granix, Roggenrola, Woobat, and Carkol. In the Ridgestone mines, we can also find an abundance of workers. If you explore and don't simply go right through, you can find the bottom floor is where their excavation base is. If you battle and win against the excavation managers Onyx, Timber, and Carkol, you will earn yourself the excavation kit to search for fossils here in the tunnels. Leaving through the southern exit of the mines, you come to a Ridgestone town, the original settlement of the Colonia region, and the site of your second gym battle. After solving a moat maze and battling the gym trainers here that use Pokemon from the mines, you encounter the gym leader, Georgium. He explains that he is a traveler and he battles with Pokemon that he found on his journey. True to that, not one of his members can be caught naturally in Colonia. His team goes unchanged, starting off with a level 17 Minior, followed by 18 Nosepass, and then his ace Pokemon, his level 20 Alolan Graveler. With his foreign Pokemon and the unorthodox moves like Graveler's Flamethrower, most trainers find it a hard challenge defeating him. But when you do, he tells you that all Pokemon up to level 30 will obey you, and he gives you the TM for Stealth Rock, along with the Landfall Badge. Taking the only other exit out of the town, we head south over the Cape Amity Bridge, but we're stopped in our tracks by our rival Emma, who is headed the opposite direction and challenges us to a battle. She sends out her level 19 Justock that had evolved from her Freeglit. She also has two new captures, her level 18 Loopup and her level 17 Vibratad. If you can get past her team and then battle her ace, her level 20 Mollisprout, you will have overcome your rival for the third time. Reaching the other end, we come out onto Route 4, a seaside route that winds over and through the cliffs and seaside caves. Here in the Tussockson Caves can be found Wingull, Krabby, Pincurchin, Skrelp, and Bionicle. At the end of the route is the Cape Amity Lighthouse, a small, almost town on the tip of the cape. There, you find some Team Progress grunts at the base of the lighthouse. Ascending it, you find it overrun with grunts attempting to take the lighthouse tower as their base. Once you defeat them, the lighthouse keeper gives you an all-terrain bike which allows you to sail across the waters to the south in Route 5. There, you find the Pokemon Carvana, Divuna, Wailmer, Elecute, Vampira, and Magikarp. And can I get just a little sidetrack and pat myself on the back? I absolutely adore the Elecute line and the Vampira line. I got exactly what I wanted to when I designed these. Which is surprisingly hard to do when you're designing over 70 Pokemon. Anyway, we arrive on the island to the south into Lycamric Town, the home of the next gym challenge. The gym has a TV Trivia Night style puzzle, alike to the Glenwood Hollow puzzle in Pokemon Sword and Shield. The trainers here fight with Vampira, Loopup, and Carvana. And when you get to battle the gym leader, you find a trainer that informs you that he's out on Route 5, filming his next movie. Surfing back out onto Route 5, you find him on a shipwreck on the east side of the route. But when you approach him, you accidentally interrupt a take. He orders you to stand aside and not interrupt again, when who should turn up but Team Progress, led by their admin, Ulysses. Ulysses stands on the deck above and commands Mr. Spielsbeer, the gym leader, that he must broadcast them to the region because he is about to make a world-changing announcement. Of course, refusing this, the team attacks the filmmaker, and you step in to drive off the grunts. This impresses Mr. Spielsbeer,
and after team progress is driven away, he does a 180 and challenges you to a gym battle on the spot. With the rain spattering the deck and the waves crashing below, and the film cameras rolling, he battles you, starting out with his level 23 Sableye, followed by his level 24 Draculot, and then his ace, the level 25 Sharpedo. He gifts you the TM for payback and the screenplay badge, and tells you that all Pokemon up to level 35 will be honored to fight for you. Returning from your travels on the sea, heading west this time from Kalapolis City, we cross the grassy plains and hop the picket fences on Route 6. In the tall grasses can be found Squavette, Roselia, Fletchinder, and Justock. In the south, we come to the stand-in for Providence, Rhode Island, Historidge City, a city obsessed with the ancient past, which is why you can find a museum here. Here at the museum, you can revive your fossils that you found in the mines. They can be Tyrant or Archon, the Calarian fossils, Phaeotops, and the grass form Emora. With construction of a bridge collapse up ahead, we have to find our way around the roadwork. We head south into the misty waters of Route 16, a foggy and ill-used rocky waterway. Here can be found Ealabolt, Vampira, Frillish, Shellos, and Buizel. We come to a looming island in the south, the Abandoned Settlement. Here you can find our next redesign, Coloniar's ghost-type Pokemon, Amulant, and its 2 evolutions. Although I was happy with Amulant, I knew I needed to redesign its line. I am overall happy with how this one came out, so Amulant stayed pretty much exactly the same. When it comes to Pendergast, I really overhauled this design. I simplified the chains into arms and redid the entire shape. To be quite honest, I don't really know why I made the original one look like the Redstone of Asia from JoJo. But now I'm really happy with my final outcome. Finally, we come to the last stage, Artifantum, and I am super happy with this Pokemon. In fact, it's one of my favorite designs in the series. If you remember, these Pokemon came from a prompt that a friend of mine had that would be a ghost-type Pokemon that haunts treasure. And as the line would go on, it would possess increasingly more valuable objects. For some reason, when I went to draw this form, I had the idea that it would be escaping from a cracked mask, like an opera mask where one side would be jovial and the other sorrowful, while the spirit is upset that the mask broke. I liked the dichotomy of the 3 conflicting emotions, and the overall shape worked perfectly for the design. Anyway, we come into the Lost Settlement, an island in place of Block Island on the southern coast of Rhode Island. Its true inspiration, however, is based on the legend of the lost colony of Roanoke. Landing on the gravel beach, you explore the decaying structures and the overgrown grasses and fog. You can find Amulant, Honedge, Ponard, Litwick, and Experimouse. While exploring the ruins, you encounter a stern-looking, black-haired woman. She catches a small rat Pokemon called Experimos, and she explains that she is a scientist who has developed a theory that this Pokemon has a yet untapped evolution, and she is going to do an experiment to unlock it. But this is not the only reason she's here. The island is reportedly supposed to be a secret base of Team Progress, and she is investigating claims of a mysterious figure called the Conductor. They are thought to be the shadow leader of Team Progress. The two of you explore and encounter a few Team Progress grunts, who say they are also here to explore the ruins, but they say that they are looking for a hint of the location of the legendary Pokemon named Protalion. You two fight off the grunts together, but find no leads on a base. At the end, she explains that she is Professor Maple, the daughter of the professor for the beginning of the game. She says that she's the lead scientist and gym leader of the Universitown Gym. Impressed with your battling skills, she invites you to Universitown to witness her experiment and have a gym battle. She leaves to return to the gym, and you return to Historidge City to continue on your journey. Continuing west onto Route 7, you see that the southern safe road has collapsed, and therefore you are forced to take the old route, a set of rickety bridges that traverse across the canyon that scars across the route. In the grasses here can be found Machop, Abra, Cleffa, Vullaby, and Timber. In the cave entrance on the other side of the canyons, you find the entrance to the tunnels under Mount Glitterstone. Here in the depths, illuminated by brightly glowing gems, can be found the Pokemon Glittarvel, Boldore, Granix, Drillbur, Sableye, and Woobat. From the main tunnel, you can see a northbound facing tunnel that is inaccessible from this route. Coming up from the southern gate, you pass over a bridge out onto what must have been at some point an old forest path, now felled tree trunks through a deforested path. Now we are in the southwest of Colonia, nearest the border of Unova and its influence. I know that's a bit foreboding, but I'll get to that later, I promise. For now, without any tall grass to find any new Pokemon, we have no choice but to head into the city by the road. You have come to Universitown City, a suburb on the borders of Unova, and the home of the greatest trainer school in the world. Going to the school's lab, you reach Professor Maple Jr. as her experiment comes to a close. Indeed, she has found an evolution for Experimos, the psychic type Disastant. She apologizes that you had to miss her experiment, but excitedly awaits your gym challenge. The puzzle there is a bookshelf trapdoor type puzzle, like the one in Lenora's gym in Unova. The trainers here battle with the Pokemon Glittarvel, Munna, Sylune, Solosis, and Elgium. With the gym being built into the college, the battlefield is the sports stadium, where an audience of students cheers on their principal as the battle begins. Her team has changed a bit since the last time we saw her. She starts out by sending a level 28 Glittervel, followed by her level 29 Beheeyem, and then a level 29 Munna. Her final ace Pokemon is, of course, her level 30 Disastant. If you should defeat her, she gives you the TM for extra sensory, and reveals teaching that to an Experimos is the only way to unlock its Disastant evolution, and wonders aloud how many more Pokemon evolutions will be discovered in the years to come. She tells you that Pokemon up to level 40 will obey you without question, and then awards you the Theory Badge. Healing and stocking up on items at the Pokemon Center is recommended, because we won't be seeing one of these for a while. Taking the second tunnel through the Glitterstone Caves, we come to Hostel Town, a small village with an inn, the final isolated remnant of the native people who are still living their traditional way, how they did before the settlers arrived. Stepping through the thin veil of pine trees, we come out into one of the zones of the Coloniar Wild area, the Grassy Zone. I won't go over the specifics of the Pokemon that live here or all the little landmarks that can be found here, but the wild area can be divided up into 5 zones if you remember. The Grassy Zone, the Wetland Zone, the Woodland Zone, the Mountain Zone, and the Desert Zone. If you remember from the episode about the wild area, there is a monument out in the desert that is the centerpiece of 4 branching paths, each rising to the 4 peaks of the mountain zone. Each peak has a monument associated with a mythical Pokemon, and as I promised back in February, these are the 4 mythical Pokemon of Coloniar. The first is the guardian of Spear Tip Peak, the poison and dark type, Foxenic. In lore, the native people in ancient times would worship these mountain guardians as deities. Foxenic would be the deity of hunting, and it would be a skilled tracker that would only appear to a worthy trainer. Each of these Pokemon would be able to be summoned by connecting a monument on the peak with a plate found somewhere in the wild area. The toxic plate would be placed on the hunter monument to summon Foxenic. The second of the mystical Pokemon is the guardian of Starmouth Peak. If you placed the knowledge plate into the unidentifiable monument, then it would summon the psychic and steel Pokemon, Cerebrosapien. Known to scientists today only as an alien, it was called by the indigenous people the knowledge deity, and was worshipped and asked advice of. Although it could reportedly give great advice, there was in reality no way for it to directly communicate with humans. The third mountain guardian was actually the first one I came up with, followed by the next one. The guardian of Thunderstrike Peak, placing the winged plate into the storm monument, will summon the electric and flying Pokemon Hurricrow. That would be revered as a master of the weather in the ancient past and worshipped in an attempt to change the weather. The final guardian Pokemon is the guardian of Firehead Peak, the fire and ground Pokemon that can be summoned by placing the ironclad plate into the eruption monument. Instead of being worshipped, it was revered and feared, as the natives believed it would control the mountain's eruptions, and they thought it might cause one if enraged. This mountain is a dormant volcano in the modern day. Each deity is based on an aspect of New England history and culture. Foxenic is based on the indigenous worship of different animal spirits. Cerebrosapien is based on alien encounters and how the concept of the supernatural and unknown is so widespread in the northern wildernesses of New England. Hurricrow is directly based on the Native American legend of the Thunderbird, and Artillertus is based on the firepower of the colonists, with their muskets and cannons and their conquest to conquer the land. Leaving the wild area through the forest zone, we come to a gate that leads through a stony arch. This brings us out onto Route 9, a route path that winds between two towering canyon walls. Here can be found the Pokemon Granix, Staravia, Deerling, and Elgium. Coming out of the valley, we cross the bridge into the city of Brick and Mortar, Industrial Town City, one of the twin cities of the north. But before we move on, we have some business here. Professor Maple, Sr., approaches you and explains the situation. He says that this city is the twin of Culturality City in the north, and they are the base cities of the evil teams of the region. Here, in Industrial Town City, is the base of Team Progress. As Professor Maple leads you down the street, he tells you that the gym leaders here are like the ones in Unova, and act almost as sheriffs of their respective areas of the region, keeping law and order and also investigating when something goes wrong. Two of the gym leaders, Zale the water specialist and Amber the steel specialist, have gone missing, and he believes they might have been on the tail of the shadow leader, the conductor. And he wants you to come to the base to help him investigate where they may have gone. The professor fights with the starter that wasn't picked, so in this case, the level 30 Sparacoon. You battle the grunts that use Clink, Magnemite, Ferocid, and Ponard, all the way to the top of the tower. On the top floor of a penthouse suite, you find Ulysses, the leader of the team. When pressed by the professor about the conductor, he reveals nothing, and the ensuing battle begins. Ulysses sends out a level 32 Clang, followed by his 32 Ferrothorn, his level 32 Sneasel, and his level 33 Golbat. Every admin has to have a Golbat, right? After the battle, the team flees, and you are left with more questions than answers. The professor heals you up and departs there, saying that there will soon be a gathering of the gym leaders and strong trainers, that a conflict is brewing, and you will be needed in the fight for the region. But now, go and train and get stronger and get on with your day. Going north, you come out onto the biking road. Partway up it, you come across your rival, Emma. It's been some time, and naturally, she wants to challenge you to a battle. She starts by sending out her level 33 Justock, followed by her level 32 Canice that evolved from her Loopup, and her level 32 Amphiboleap. She has added a new capture to her team as well, a level 32 Emulant, and she ends off with her ace, a level 34 Mollusprout. Of course, if you chose differently, she'll either have Deerling and Sparacoon, or Pyrotina and Lobstar. Moving north into Culturality City, this is where your choice to join Team Classic at the beginning of the game will affect the gameplay. If you didn't choose to join them, you'll have to storm their base just like the last one, and move forward with a battle with their admin, a strong-looking woman named Greta. She fights with a Shiftry, a Sawsbuck, a Ferrothorn, and a Golbat. If you chose to join them, however, you can simply walk right in, skipping the battle entirely. The outcome either way is the same, for you both wish to see Team Progress defeated, all enemy of my enemy style. Of course, in the Pokemon Future Version storyline, Greta would be the main villain and Ulysses would be the one who you ally with. You don't have to stay long, however. Crossing the bridge out of town westwards, we come to the Meadow Lane of Route 13, with the Pokemon Applin, Sunflora, Tauros, Golduck, Wooloo, and Ponyta. Climbing the slopes into Fertilitop Town, you are welcomed with open arms. If you remember, the small farming community is led by the gym leader duo William and Freya, and they often house trainers on the road. Their gym is open air, out behind their family farm. The trainers there battle with Applin, Sunflora, Roselia, and the puzzle is a corn maze. When you get to the gym leaders, the battle is held in an open crop field, in double battle fashion. Freya sends out her level 35 Sawsbuck, and William uses his level 35 Roserade. The two also have an ace duo of Mega Flapple and Mega Appleton, rounding off the battle with the first Mega Battle of the game. When defeated, they inform you that all Pokemon up to level 45 will obey you, and gift you the TM for Giga Train, along with the Harvest Badge. It's about that time again. Reaching the mid-level 30s, it's time for our starter Pokemon to evolve into their final form. First, Mollusprout evolves into Gardevoir, a slow but bulky fighter with a battle style that will be focused on stalling and healing. Its plant would now be very overgrown and flowering, and its mucousy skin would help plants grow around them. Next, Sparacoon would evolve into Flarecoon, who would have a battle style based on status effects and outspeeding the opponent. It would use its tail like a robber's bag, and they are known to be very fast and sneaky. Finally, Lobstar evolves into Crustacean, who would have a battle style based on sheer overwhelming offensive power. I am really happy with how all these starters turned out, which is great because they were some of the most challenging to do right, but also, of course, the most rewarding. Backtracking to Culturality City and going north this time to the muddy Route 11, a shadowy figure crosses your path. They say that you are meddling in the affairs of Team Progress and to return home or be defeated. Of course, you ain't no chump, so a battle ensues. They use all level 37s, a Klinklang, a Bisharp, and a Bronzong. Although you do have the opportunity to win, the game will allow you to lose this battle. If you do, no rematch. You only have one chance. Whatever the outcome, the conductor tells you to go home. Then they race northwards out of sight. That was your first faithful encounter with the conductor, the shadow leader of Team Progress. Continuing north, the Pokemon found here are Turtallite, Amphibolite, Deaver, and Nudamander. As the track goes on, it gets muddier and muddier until you need your all-terrain bike to help float out into the waters of the deep lake. At the crystal clear, peaceful surface can be found Basculin, Beavidam, Siloon, and very occasionally, Lapras. On the northern shore, you come to Harabesh Town, based on Wolfboro, on Lake Winnipesaukee. There is a Pokemon Center, a boardwalk with shops and a train station, but most importantly, the Harabesh Gym. Here, trainers fight with Deaver, Basculin, Amphiboleep, Elabolt, and the puzzle is similar to the Pastoracia Gym in Pokemon Platinum. If you remember, when we get to the battlefield, an old man greets us and informs you that Zale is still missing, and he believes that he is out in the lake somewhere. He hopes he hasn't gotten into trouble and begs you to go find him, gifting you a rebreather. With this, at places where the water sparkles, you can explore the lake bed. There are many sunken treasures down here, and many caves and crevices. On the lake bed, you can find Relicanth, Delamuse, Basculin, and Thundurl. Although there's many places to explore down here, the only one of note for the story is a particularly deep cave that, if explored, you find that there is an air pocket. But not just that, people, a small base that acts like a battle club, led by none other than Gym Leader Zale himself, who agrees to return if you can beat him in a battle. He starts off with his level 37 Beavidam, followed by his level 37 Thundurl. He then uses the Mystery of the Lake Bed, a level 38 Norlass, and finally his Mega Evolution, a level 39 Mega Samurott. He returns to the gym when defeated and apologizes for the worry that he's caused, and wishes that he could have kept the secret battle club a secret for him and his close friends. He gives you the TM for Whirlpool and tells you that all Pokemon up to level 50 will obey you, and you earn the Abyssal Badge. You continue north into the tundra of Route 12. There, under the foreboding sky, you can find Justock, Swinub, Sneasel, and Stathair. At the top of the route is the rest house for the trainers wishing to summit the mountain and take on the flying gym leader, Captain Sullivan. As you make your way through the stormy dark, you encounter the dark and bitter cold, as well as the Pokemon Snover, Cryogonal, Huskice, and Stagoo. You also encounter the conductor. Commanding again that you turn, they battle you with an even more formidable team. A level 40 Clang, a level 40 Bisharp, a level 40 Bronzong, and a level 41 Spectaghost. Again, you may lose this battle, but as the conductor disappears all the same, you only push on through the worsening storm, until you break the clouds and come out to the top, clear, calm, but very cold snow-covered peak. Based on Mount Washington, Mount Cirruscrape looks over the entire Colonia region. It is the home to a small research team and the flying-type gym of the region. After healing in the science outpost, you come to the gym. There, without a puzzle, stands alone Captain Sullivan. The battle hasn't changed since the last episode, setting up spikes with his level 42 Skarmory, and then switching out between his level 43 Staraptor and Talonflame, then capping the battle with his formidable level 45 Mega Libregal. He gives you the TM for Sky Attack, and tells you that all Pokemon up to level 55 will now obey you, awarding you with the Summon Badge. Captain Sullivan bids that you return to Calopolis with him, for it's time for a meeting that may change the fate of the region. Flying on his Libregal, the two of you head south for Calopolis City. You and Captain Sullivan return to Calopolis City, but you come across something you don't expect. The streets are packed as if for some kind of festival. As you make your way through the crowd to try to find the reason behind it, you encounter Emma, who tells you that this is the red carpet celebration for the release of Mr. Spielspear's new movie, the one that you starred in during your gym battle with him so long ago. Naturally, like the celebrity you are, you're torn from your actual purpose here in the city, right to center stage by Mr. Spielspear's side. And just before the red ribbon is cut, there was an explosion. Far off in the crowd, a smoke goes up, and who should emerge from it but Ulysses and Team Progress. He hijacks the event and looms over the crowd. His speech goes as such: he has found the location of the legendary Pokemon Protalion, and is going to capture it in order to gain full control over the industrial output of the region. He says this will thrust Coloniar into a grand new future, and that you should prepare to see the world of tomorrow. He is escorted through the crowd, and you and Emma race after him, battling grunts and such along the way. At some point, you lose him and bump into the figure of the conductor. They flee into the subway, and you pursue them onto the platform. There, you are jumped by two Team Progress grunts, and Emma takes them on, telling you to go on, so you do. Boarding the train and chasing the conductor through the busy cars, you come to the caboose, where the conductor, with nowhere else to run, climbs upon the roof. Racing down the roof of the train cars, the conductor turns. With no other option, they challenge you to a final battle. They start by sending out their level 45 Klinklang, followed by a level 45 Bisharp and a level 45 Bronzong. They send out the haunting Spectre of the Mountain Pass, the antlered Spectaghost at level 48. If you can get them to their last Pokemon, you have quite a challenge left. Sending out their last, it looms up above and coils around the racing train, a level 50 Mega Steelix. As a side note, this is no random Pokemon that the conductor has. When I developed this region as a kid, although it wasn't nearly as well thought out, and the concept of Mega Evolutions wasn't around during Gen 4, I thought that Steelix was a super imposing Pokemon and a really good fit for a final gym leader. For that's exactly what this battle is, a gym battle. When defeated, the conductor reveals herself to be the final missing gym leader, Amber. She says that she was acting as a double agent to overthrow Team Progress from the inside. And as you are a worthy trainer, she says that Pokemon of all levels will obey you and awards you with your final badge, the Engine Badge. At this point, the train pulls into the station at Locomangus Town, an isolated town with a train station as its central form of transportation and business. Based on North Conway in New Hampshire, the name comes from locomotion and Kangamangus, a highway that runs through the north of New Hampshire and serves as one of the only ways for many people to get to and from North Conway. With herself unmasked, she sees no more point in going at it alone, and so agrees to return to Colopolis City. When you do, you're shocked even more than the last time. The streets are completely empty, with nothing but a bright afternoon sun and papers flowing in the breeze. Following Amber, she leads you to the Capitol building. Here you see many faces, some that you recognize, like the gym leaders and the professor and your rival, and others that you've never seen before, like the champion of the region, the leader of this company of trainers, Champion Cirruscrape. Cirruscrape addresses the court and explains that they are teamed up with Team Classic to track down and defeat their mutual energy, Team Progress. For some of the new trainers, Cirruscrape puts the current situation into context. Long ago, before the region was settled by the colonists from Galar, there was an indigenous people who lived off the land. They worshipped many Pokemon as a part of their religion, but two of the most important were Protalion, the Pokemon of Progress who controlled society and the production of technology, and Tritalion, the Pokemon of Tradition that controlled nature and the balance of people and Pokemon. For many long ages, the Pokemon and people here were at peace, until the settlers came. Seeing their advanced technology and the efficiency of their society, Protalion sided with them, and Tritalion, seeing the destruction that they caused when they settled, sided with the indigenous people. This started a war so destructive that it nearly wiped out the indigenous people, and it bent these two legendaries against each other forever. The war ended when both peoples united to stop the fighting between the Pokemon, sealing them away in a secret tomb. There are two facts that are still known about these Pokemon. The first is that if one accepts a person as its trainer, that person will gain power over either technology or nature, respectively. It is also known that one cannot be awoken without the others stirring, and if they are awoken again, the conflict would be so destructive it would destroy the region. Not knowing where the tomb is, the champion divides the company up into groups, who are sent out to several different important points in the region. You are in a group with Emma, Amber, and Mr. Spielsbeer, and are sent to the ancient island, an island off the coast of Inlet Cove Town that might have a connection with these ancient Pokemon. Your plan is to charter the ferry out of the harbor and sail to the island before it is too late. You and your group make north, and when you arrive at Inlet Cove Town, you encounter Team Progress again. They attack your group as you board the ship, and during this battle you are left behind. Amber yells from the deck and tells you to go north through Fronterton Town, around through Route 15. That way, though dangerous, might still be accessible. You go north alone, through your hometown and out into the icy waters of Route 15. Here you can find the Pokemon Wailord, Walrein, Avalugg, and Gigantuna. Arriving on the island, it is silent, but high up on the central peak you hear the sudden sounds of a great battle happening. You're in the right place. Racing up the slopes of the island, you navigate through the forests and caves. In these ancient forests can be found Sawsbuck, Pyrotine, Fructibare, Serpamander, as well as the ancient Pokemon, Amoros, Tyrantrum, and Archeops. This island, having been isolated from the world for so long, is the only place where these ancient Pokemon can survive. In the caves can be found Onix, Gigalith, Aerodactyl, and Tuxtonatops. Climbing to the peak of the island, you arrive at the same time as your team, but you are too late. Ulysses is already gone. Mr. Spielsbeer says that there is only one way to defeat him now, to capture Turtalion. And you, being the strongest trainer here, he thinks that you should do so. So entering the cave, you battle with the legendary Pokemon of tradition, Turtalion. Your group returns to Colopolis City, where Ulysses stands atop the tallest building there and prepares to enact his plan upon the region. You climb to the top of the building and challenge him to a battle one last time. He starts off with his regular team, his level 46 Klinklang, followed by his level 47 Frosthone and level 47 Weavile. He then sends out his level 49 Crobat, and then finally, when all else fails, he sends out his level 55 Cortalion. When defeated, the champion and Admin Greta appear. The champion steps in and relieves the weakened Ulysses of his Pokemon. When Greta tries to step in and take over the situation to enact her plan, the champion does the same to her. He commands that they both disband their teams, and without any other choice, they must do so. The champion takes Portalion and releases it back to its final resting place, and says that a trainer as great as you is more than worthy to keep Turtalion. With that over and done with, he says that he excitedly awaits your challenge at the Pokemon League. After the commotion dies down, Emma says that she'll meet you there for one last battle. Now free from the trials and tribulations that came with the threat of Team Progress, you head north for one final challenge. North of Fertilitop Town, you ascend Route 14. Here you can find the Pokemon Sawsbuck, Combee, Fructibare, and Swano. At the top of the route, you come to a small town on the shores of a lake, the base of Victory Road. The Victory Road here is based on the Lake Champlain area, and this little settlement here is the stand-in for Burlington, Vermont. As you surf across Victory Road, you can find Norlas, Basculin, Duat, Thundrel, and the trainers here have full teams of 6 in the level 40s and 50s. At the gates of the league, you battle Emma for one last time. If you chose Gastropod at the beginning of your journey, she'll have a level 49 Labrigal, a level 48 Huskice, a level 48 Sawsbuck, a level 49 Artphantom, a level 50 Micronarch, and a level 52 Flarecoon. If you chose Rescinder, Sawsbuck, Micronarch, and Flarecoon will be replaced with Pyrotine, Fructibare, and Crustacean. Finally, if you chose Crubdom, she will battle you with her Labrigal, her Huskice, her Amphiboleep, her Artiphantom, her Dracomander, and her Ace Pokemon, Gardevoir. With your last rival battle over and done with, you enter the league. Each Elite Four is based vaguely on one of the founding fathers of America. Yeah, I say based, but I really mean that the type is vaguely themed around them. John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and Alexander Hamilton. Let's get started with the League Challenge. In the first room stands Elite Four trainer Adam, the Poison-type specialist. His team consists of a level 49 Apoxic, a level 49 Meldriddle, a level 50 Garbodor, a level 50 Crobat, and his Ace Pokemon. You may have guessed it since the types line up perfectly, a level 52 Foxetic. That's right, each of the Elite Four here fights with one of the mythical guardians of Colonia. If you defeat Adam, you advanced forward and you come to a blank room where an old blind woman sits on the ground. Elite Four trainer Jay. She somehow senses your presence and stands up. Her team is made of a level 51 Illumiserpent, a level 51 Beheeyem, a level 52 Musharna, a level 52 Alakazam, and a level 54 Cerebrosapien. She says nothing but sits back down once you've defeated her and you can move on to the next room. One with metal walls and lights that pulsate as if there is an unstable electricity flowing through them. The man that is standing there is a skinny one with large spectacles. He uses his level 51 Magnezone, a level 53 Rotom, a level 54 Thundrel, a level 54 Stathare, and a level 56 Hurricrow. The final room is one that looks more like a military office than an Elite Four chamber. There stands the striking figure of Elite Four member General Alexander. He commands a level 55 Ninetales, a level 55 Rapidash, a level 56 Heatmore, a level 56 Houndoom, and finally a level 58 Artilucus. With the Elite Four down, you have one more left, the champion Cirruscrape. He says that he has watched your career since your battle with his uncle Georgium, the second gym leader, and he is excited to taste your power. Weird way to put it, but here we go for one final battle. He uses a full team of 6, a level 57 Rapidash, a level 57 Appleton, a level 58 Dracomander, a level 58 Norlas, a level 60 Steelix, and his ace, his level 62 Librigal. With him defeated, you are allowed to go forward, and you are entered into the Coloniar Hall of Fame. And besides for the postgame, that's it. In the postgame, you'd get the chance to rematch each of the gym leaders in their respective gyms with their full team of 6 level 60s. And via either the train system or the marine tube in Universitown, you would be able to go to Unova, and there you would discover 2 things. One is that both of the evil teams originated from the remnants of Team Plasma, and also that the Unova region looks a lot different. Its topography would both better reflect New York as its inspiration and serve to show what a conflict between the evil teams would have done to the Colonia region. You see that Burbank City Nimbasa City, Nakreen City are all suburbs of Castelia, with the locations like the Desert Resort and the Pinwheel Forest only existing now in the memories of the oldest inhabitants of the land. While the outlying traditional cities like Mistralton City, Isera City, and Anvil Town now sit abandoned, reclaimed by nature. But that's really it. This journey's over, and what a better way to end it than by running through our complete Pokedex. Gastropod, the garden's snail Pokemon. Their bodies are soft and vulnerable at birth. Due to this, they take shells in the form of man-made pottery. The nutrients in their skin cause the plant in the pot on their back to grow extremely well. Mollisprout, the garden snail Pokemon, and the evolved form of Gastropod. Many first-time trainers make the rookie mistake of trimming the overgrown plant on its back. If this is done, it will hurt the Pokemon. In fact, the vibrant of this plant is a great indicator of its physical health. Gardelugue, the overgrown Pokemon, and the evolved form of Mollisprout. If a Gardelugue spends enough time in one place, the plants in the area will grow better. This is because of a fertilizer-like compound in the sticky mucus that they secrete from their skin. Raycinder, the raccoon Pokemon. Raycinder are uncommonly intelligent. Although they can produce fire from inside their bodies, they much prefer to do it using the simple tools that they manipulate with their dexterous fingers. Although they are very social, they get territorial when it comes to food, and will plot to steal yours. Sparacoon, the raccoon Pokemon, and the evolved form of Raycinder. Sparacoon have a natural knack for simple calculations, and know instinctually how to manipulate complex chemicals. In the wild, they have found colonies of 3 to 5 of these. There they sleep, eat, and teach their young, like a small civilization or family unit. Flarecoon, the intellectual Pokemon, and the evolved form of Sparacoon. With one of the highest IQ levels in the Pokemon world, approaching that of Alakazam, they have been known to create complex devices infused with a magical fire. The workings of these devices are not entirely understood by scientists, but it is known that the fire will continue to burn when submerged in water. Crubimp, the crustacean Pokemon. In the wild, frail Crubimp relies on the help from its parents. This is why they are naturally timid. They will flee from battle and require an understanding yet firm trainer to help them reach their full potential. Lobstar, the crustacean Pokemon, and the evolved form of Crubimp. These Pokemon have grown out of their timid phase, and are at this point in their life skilled fighters. This, however, means that they are often overconfident in their abilities, and it may get in over its head. Crustaking, the champion Pokemon, and the evolved form of Lobstar. This Pokemon has finally reached its true potential. It knows its fighting style inside and out, and is confident for a reason. Its water-propelled claws can punch so hard that they are known to sink ships in the wild. Freeglet, the eaglet Pokemon. They are born in flocks that can number at times in the hundreds. The calls of many of them in one place can be deafening. They stay in flocks of this size to be fed and protected by a single pair of Libregal. Justock, the eagle Pokemon, and the evolved form of Freeglet. When they evolve, they are driven from their home because the Libregal now see them as competition for their coveted hunting grounds. These scrappy Pokemon will often take what they can get and hunt in the south of Colonia. Libregal, the eagle Pokemon, and the evolved form of Justock. Having reached full maturity, they return north to their homeland to challenge the old Libregal for their hunting grounds. They hunt alone and are very territorial with everyone except for their mate and their young. They mate for life. Apotike, the possum Pokemon. These small rodent Pokemon have not developed their distinctive scent, therefore they are easy prey for predators like Libregal. Because of this, they produce in large numbers to increase their species' overall chance of survival. Apoxic, the possum Pokemon, the evolved form of a Potake. These Pokemon are known for their horrific reek. This is a defense mechanism against predators, and their flesh is disease-ridden. However, these Pokemon live in symbiosis with these germs that call their coat home, and they are known to play dead when threatened. Illumigate, the glowworm Pokemon. Illumigate glow with the fire that burns internally. They use this fire to light their way at night. This helps both them and other Pokemon, but makes them an easy target for predators. Pyrothene, the firefly Pokemon, and the evolved form of Illumigate. Unlike their weak larval form, the light on their tail only serves to intimidate their enemies. Known in the wild for being strong in battle, they are also incredibly agile. Culinarian Caterpie, the fuzzy worm Pokemon. This is the only place in the world where Caterpie are found to look like this. Butterfree make Colonia their mating grounds. They lay in the spring, leaving nests full of Caterpie in the trees. Culinarian Butterfree, the monarch butterfly Pokemon, and the evolved form of Metapod. Their migration patterns take them from the southern regions that they call home into Colonia, where they lay their eggs. They remain here throughout the summer to raise their young and have a mass southern migration in the autumn. Lupup, the puppy Pokemon. Lupup have become very popular as pets in the past few decades. In the wild, they live in a protective pack. Due to this, they do best in captivity in a large family or a team with a lot of Pokemon. Canis, the wolf Pokemon, and the evolved form of Lupup. Extremely loyal, in the wild they are the protectors of the pack. Because of this, their critical hit ratio goes up the turn after an ally has fallen in battle. Huskice, the wolf Pokemon, and the evolved form of Canis. Only the strongest in the wild reach this stage. On teams of Pokemon, they become the natural leader due to their strong instincts. They are strong protectors and gentle with children. Vermilion, the black cat Pokemon. This Pokemon was thought to have been popular with witches. They are often said to have 9 lives because of their ability to survive brutal attacks that would otherwise KO a Pokemon of its size. It was rumored that they could turn invisible in the past. They are very mischievous creatures. Maldreedle, the stink bug Pokemon. This Pokemon breed in the autumn. Because of that, their numbers soar in this season that can rival Nincada broods. They produce a foul-smelling gas from their gut to drive enemies away. Be wary. If you defeat one during the battle, do not inhale its toxic fumes. It will cause you to become ill. Micrant, the smallest Pokemon. Extremely weak on their own, they live in subterranean hives that number in the tens of thousands. They are solo scavengers, but will call others of their hive if attacked. Because of this, new trainers will often be overwhelmed by them if they do not catch the target quickly. Micronarch, the royalty Pokemon, and the evolved form of Micrant. Micronarch are chosen in a sort of family system. They are raised on a sort of royal nectar that scientists have not fully been able to replicate in the lab. It is unknown why or how exactly they are chosen in the way that they are, but one consistency is that they are always female. Mega Flygon, the mystic Pokemon, and the evolved form of Vibrava. The flapping of its wings sound like singing. To prevent detection from enemies, it hides itself in a sandstorm by flapping up a cloud in the desert. Zapodine, the jumping mouse Pokemon. They jump to build up static electricity that they store in their cheeks. They are attracted to electricity, and therefore can often be found around cities and under overpasses. Due to their unfortunate habit of chewing through power lines, they are known to cause blackouts. Tadpole, the tadpole Pokemon. Tadpole are born in schools that can number in the hundreds. They come onto land as it gets warm, however they cannot spend long there. They need the moisture of their marshland homes to develop. Vibrotad, the tadpole Pokemon in the evolved form of Tadpole. At this point in their life, they have developed simple legs that they use to jump from one body of water to the next. They make good but not terribly powerful Pokemon for first-time trainers. Amphiboleep, the leaping Pokemon in the evolved form of Vibrotad. They jump into the air and use their webbed appendages to fly short distances. Their high-power voice is known to cause hearing loss in trainers who do not wear earplugs. Pashel, the painted turtle Pokemon. This Pokemon is notoriously timid. In the wild, they spend most of their time sunbathing on riverbanks and soaking up the nutrients from the soil. They over-rely on their thick, rocky shells for protection. Turtalet, the painted turtle Pokemon in the evolved form of Pashel. These Pokemon are well known in the competitive scene for their unbelievably high defense and special defense. In the wild, they are very docile unless provoked, in which case they will attack with their extreme bulk. Deaver, the beaver Pokemon. Deaver live in small families of 3 to 8. They build dams and live under them in a small tunnel system that's only accessible to swimmers. When they are cornered, they are furious fighters with tails that hit like a truck. Beavidan, the dam Pokemon in the evolved form of Deaver. During battle, they use their tails like hydroelectric dams to charge up their water attacks. Because of this, they do far better battling in the rain. Scyloon, the whaling Pokemon. This Pokemon is famous for their cry, that has been described to listeners as both beautiful and haunting. They camouflage very well, and were once thought to be able to turn invisible. If heard up close, the cry can cause symptoms of psychosis. Culinarian Tauros, the cattle Pokemon. Culinarian Tauros were brought over the seas from Galar and other regions, and bred specifically for the production of milk. The process has gone so far, in fact, as to drastically change the form and the typing of this Pokemon, giving us a more docile form of Tauros. Goldenite, the nursery rhyme Pokemon. Farmers keep this feisty Pokemon around not for their agricultural benefits, but for their legendary production of golden eggs. The phenomenon is extremely rare, and there is no known cause. When a golden egg is produced, they will fight tooth and nail to defend it, and they sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Counterfeits are sadly common. Mega Flapple, the apple wing Pokemon, the evolved form of Applin. It ate a sour apple and it induced an evolution. In its cheeks it stores an acid capable of causing chemical burns. It flies on wings of apple skin and can also change its shape into that of an apple. Mega Appleton, the apple nectar Pokemon in the evolved form of Applin. Eating a sweet apple caused an evolution. A nectarous scent wafts from its body, luring bug-type Pokemon that it preys on. The skin on its back is especially yummy, and children used to have it as a snack. Fructibear, the honey bear Pokemon. This Pokemon is the known arch-enemy of Combi. They target and assault insect Pokemon hives, and use their primitive tools and armor to do so. They are driven to do this because of their love for sweet honey, and it appears to be the only thing that they eat. Some scientists think that their diet is restricted to this honey for an unknown reason. Stathair, the jackrabbit Pokemon. These Pokemon live up in the mountains. They store electricity from the air in their ears that act like the prongs on an electric plug. They release this electricity when they jump, and some can jump over a mile. When a large gathering of Stathair occur, it can attract thunderstorms. When they are struck, they are not damaged, and they actually find enjoyment in it. Mega Gigalith, the compressed Pokemon in the evolved form of Boldore. Compressing the energy from its internal core, it can fire off attacks capable of blowing up a mountain. When one Mega evolves, the compressed energy bursts out like a firestorm. Granix, the rock snake Pokemon. Granix are only found in Colonia because of the difference in their diet. Eating primarily granite, they do not grow as well and have thinner skin. This is why they require a polished onyx stone to evolve. Glitterstone, the ghost-like Pokemon. These Pokemon stick to the top of cave ceilings and use their luring headlight to lure prey with their special move, Illumilure, that traps the opposing Pokemon in the battle for 2 to 5 turns, and does increasingly more damage for every turn it's active, starting weak but growing strong, if in play for long enough. Depending on the prey they attract, the battle can often go awry for them. Illumiserpent, the ghost-like Pokemon, in the evolved form of Glitterstone. They hate the sun and they use their lure to attract unsuspecting prey, and then lunge at them with their massive jaws. Experamos, the mouse Pokemon. These Pokemon were once thought to be unremarkable, one of the only Psychic-type Pokemon that are not able to learn Psychic-type moves. The scientist Professor Maple of the Universitown Pokemon University has discovered an evolution. Disastant, the experiment Pokemon and the evolved form of Experamos. Discovered in a lab, this previously unremarkable Pokemon was given incredible abilities via the method of move tutoring. It is now a known fact that if you teach an Experamos the move Extrasensory and level it up once, it will evolve into the incredibly powerful Disastant. Vampira, the vampire squid Pokemon. In the ancient past, this Pokemon was known only in legend, as a wandering sea spirit identified by its glowing yellow eyes. Sailors knew them only as an omen. They would appear in calm nights before a destructive storm. Draculoct, the vampire squid Pokemon in the evolved form of Vampira. Draculoct are fierce hunters, hypnotizing their prey and then darting up from the depths to drag them below, never to be seen again. Although it's never been observed, there was a legend once that it abducted a person and drank their blood. No evidence of this has ever been discovered to support this claim. Elecute, the electric eel Pokemon. They can be spotted by their glowing markings from the surface of even the darkest waters. Although their electric shocks are not yet strong, their bite can cleave rocks. Trainers beware. Eelabolt, the electric eel Pokemon, in the evolved form of Elecute. Eelabolt has multiple weapons built into its biology. Its jaws can cause an electric shock, and its skin, if touched, can rival a strong Electivire's Thunderbolt. It can only shock you if it's submerged. Thundurl, the electric eel Pokemon in the evolved form of Eelabolt. A strong Thundurl can incapacitate large sailing vessels' electrical systems. In the wild, they hunt by winding around their prey and electrocuting it. Its electric shocks can reach up to feet on shore. Divuna, the tuna Pokemon. The most common fish off the coast of the Colonial region means that they are the target of many fishermen. Creating a vast, lucrative market, their meat is said to be softer and sweeter than Magikarp, and so is often used for sushi. Gigantuna, the armored fish Pokemon in the evolved form of Divuna. Having developed natural steel-like armor plates, this Pokemon has no natural predators. In the deep sea, they are plentiful. Near the coast, however, they are rare. Their meat is extremely valuable, so expeditions to the deep are common, almost as common as the stories of ships that do not return from these expeditions. Snorlax, the transport Pokemon in the evolved form of Lapras. The discovery of this little-known evolution can be traced back to the original settlers of Coloniar. It is said that partway across the sea, a sailor discovered a way to evolve his Lapras, which made traveling long distances with many people and a lot of cargo no issue. Besides boats and planes, they are the most reliable form of transport across the sea to date. Amulant, the buried treasure Pokemon. Amulant are often found amongst buried treasure, or in places that have been abandoned. They were believed to have come from the spirits of Pokemon who were abandoned by the settlers from Kalos after the war in Coloniar. Pendergast, the buried treasure Pokemon, the evolved form of Amulant. Pendergast are malevolent spirits who have attached themselves onto valuable objects from ancient history. This is why they can be found in ruins and haunted houses. They are often bought in estate sales where no one knows that it's actually a Pokemon until it comes alive to prank them. Artiphantum, the buried treasure Pokemon, and the evolved form of Pendergast. These Pokemon only inhabit the oldest and most valuable artifacts from history. Their vessels are often passed from hand to hand, and when damaged, this enrages the Pokemon inside. In this state, they are very dangerous and destructive, and a good trainer will give them another artifact as a peace offering. This will calm the raging spirit. Stagu, the Wendigo Pokemon. These Pokemon wander the dark and frozen mountainsides on the mountains in the north of Coloniar. Once thought to be a bad omen, they are now known to be very helpful spirits and will help lost travelers find their way home. Spectaghost, the Wendigo Pokemon, and the evolved form of Stagu. These Pokemon haunt the mountainsides on snowy nights, and it's almost impossible to catch one in the wild. They can be occasionally spotted on far-off cliffsides and will watch travelers from afar. However, they prefer to wander alone. Pheatops, the rusted fossil Pokemon. In prehistoric times, these Pokemon had very shiny steel-like armor plating that they used both offensively and defensively. Due to a chemical reaction that this special steel had with the reviving machine, they came out with rusty armor in the modern day. Tungstonatops, the rusted fossil Pokemon, in the evolved form of Pheatops. In the modern day, their armor is dull and rusty. This, however, has aided in their repopulation attempts in the wild. The non-reflective armor allows for them to stay better hidden in the undergrowth that they call home, which makes it easier both to hunt and stay hidden from predation. Amora, the palm fossil Pokemon. This fossil Pokemon is thought to be the evolutionary missing link between the ice-type Amora line from Kalos and the Tropius found in the tropical region of Hoenn. Auroros, the towering Pokemon, the evolved form of Amora. It is thought that this Pokemon evolved in this way to collect sunlight on its leaves above the dense canopy of the prehistoric jungle. In the modern day, where its descendants don't require such a feature, they are shorter, can fly, and known as Tropius. Foxenic, the hunter deity Pokemon. Foxenic is the guardian of Spear-Tip Peak in the Coloniar region. It was worshipped in the ancient past as a god of the hunt. Very fast and strong, it's known today as a rare and prideful Pokemon. They only appear to trainers that they deem worthy. Cerebrosapien, the knowledge deity Pokemon. Cerebrosapien were worshipped in the ancient past by the indigenous peoples of Coloniar as the guardian of Starmouth Peak in the wild area. It was reported to give excellent advice in those days. However, it's not known how they communicated with it. Most scientists today agree that their origins are extraterrestrial. Huracrow, the weather deity Pokemon. Huracrow was worshipped by the indigenous people of Coloniar as a god of the weather. This is the known guardian of Thunderstrike Peak. It was believed that one could give it gifts and it would affect the weather. Artilatus, the conflict deity Pokemon. The known guardian of Firehead Peak in the Coloniar region. They were once feared and revered as a rage-filled deity that would cause the eruption of Firehead Peak, a now inactive volcano. They eat igneous rock in the earth and can launch projectiles of molten rock from the cannon on their backs. Mega Superior, the regal Pokemon, and the evolved form of Servine. It can stop its opponent's movements with just a glare. It takes in solar energy and boosts it internally. They raise their heads to intimidate others, but only give their all when fighting a stronger opponent. Mega Emboar, the Mega Fire Pig Pokemon in the evolved form of Pignite. They can throw a fire punch by setting them on fire with its fiery chin. It cares deeply about its friends. It has mastered its fighting moves and grows a beard of fire. Mega Samurott, the formidable Pokemon in the evolved form of Duant. One swing of its sword, incorporated in its armor, can fell an opponent. A simple glare of one then quits everybody. Its cry alone is enough to intimidate most enemies. Nudamander, the Nuke Pokemon. They are found rarely but in large groups in temporary hatcheries in the wetlands of Colonia. Although, in this base stage they are quite weak, they grow into fierce Pokemon. They are difficult to train because of how they appear to rarely pay attention to commands. Serpamander, the Nuke Pokemon in the evolved form of Nudamander. They are almost never found in the wild due to their rarity. After they evolve, they leave the safety of the hatchery to wander the wetlands. They can swim, walk, and fly, which means their diet varies widely. They are exceptionally hard to find and even harder to train. Dracomander, the marsh dragon Pokemon, and the evolved form of Serpamander. Once thought to be extinct due to their rarity, they are very difficult to train because of how they always appear to be spaced out, and will on occasion outright refuse a command. This is because they are actually extremely intelligent, and it takes a humble trainer to see that Dracomander sees something that they don't. Protalion, the progression Pokemon. There is a legend that one of these had existed long ago in Coloniar, and that the traditional people worshipped it for knowledge and guidance on technology. It is said that if it were to reawaken, it would destroy society through blind production, and would make towns crumble through its battle with Tratalion. Tratalion, the tradition Pokemon. The ancient inhabitants of Coloniar looked to Tratalion for spiritual guidance. It was put to sleep after its destructive battle with Protalion long ago. It is said that if it were to reawaken, civilizations would be overcome with nature and become no more. If it were to battle its old foe again, the battle could crumble mountains. Thank you so much for watching Pokepaint. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. I have a few channel updates, but I'll leave most of those for the next video. The main few things I have to say right now: since I've finished Pokepaint, I've set up my other social medias, so go check out my DeviantArt if you want to see my art gallery. If you want to go check out my Twitch, as of today I don't have any live streams up, but I do plan on streaming the art from an upcoming project I have planned for the future. And finally, if you want to send me any commissions, you can DM me on Instagram. My going rates are on my story there. Throw whatever you got at me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I think that about wraps it up for now. I've had your attention for far too long. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below on what you want to see in the future. And if you like this video and you want to see more, then turn on the bell to get notified when I upload next.